took a hiatus from Scorpion, and I was looking for something to take me out of my job that I do for 10 months a year. And I heard about this, and I knew Gail Ann Hurd from Terminator, the franchise, and I know Glenn Morgan from the X-Files franchise, and it seemed like a really good pedigree with Aaron Mahnke. And then I read the script and realized I was going to get to do a period piece, which is exactly what I was looking for. Forget about Cade Gallo and what you do for 10 months out of the year and do something else. And I thought, well, that'd be great. I'd really like to do this. Then I read the script, and it was really unique how they put the whole thing together. Different media, and I was actually saying to Aaron as I was walking over there, I was like, you know, you watch the episode, it's kind of like it's perfect for people that have ADD problems. It's like, where are we? Illustrations, old footage, you know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's a live story. Now, you know, it's that kind of a thing. But I thought they did a very good job of putting it together. Now, I've only seen my episode, but I was real happy. Sorry, I just started.
No, you did it. You asked yourself better questions, I think, than we could have.
How did you do it? Wow.
You crushed it. That was a good start. Did you listen to the podcast at all before?
I don't really have a lot of free time, period. But I did check it out, and I did find out. You know, I think it's the #1 podcast in the world, or one of the highest ones. And I have done other podcasts, and then I did investigate Aaron. And I did listen to one of them, and kind of got a feel for it. I went, I can see how this could be really, really popular. It's exciting. It seems like a new. I think this is it's a very unique way to do dramatization. Is it a dramatization, or is it? You know, I don't even know how to categorize it. But I was really proud to, and proud. I was very excited about putting on that wardrobe. You know, finding the mutton chop look that I wanted. I want to part my hair down the middle. You know, just totally losing yourself into the character. And I don't get to do that many period pieces. So as an actor, I don't really get to do that much. So you know, and then you know the whole. It's just very interesting. You're dealing with a historic thing. The introduction of seances in the metaphysical world. Where were we as a country? Who were we as a people? It's fun to kind of, you know, go back and explore that and think what that must have been like for these people. And this guy was a man of intense faith, and for him to be willing to crack open that door into the afterlife, see if he could connect with his wife whom he loved dearly. It was very innocent.
So then did you go, like, did you just use the podcast history, or did it, like, spur you to prepare more for your character by actually, like, digging into, like, the history and stories on your own?
Yeah, I immediately tried to find information about the incident that this is based on. It's called the Connecticut Haunting. And it's a mansion, and that's where this whole story comes from. The guy's a real guy. I saw photographs of him, and what happened to the house, and just sort of let myself explore that world. It was kind of the research I really did. I mean, I'm a believer myself and a churchgoer, so you know that whole world is very interesting. God bless you. Then to get in there and then go, okay, now I'm gonna take this step into something I really shouldn't. It was fun. So much of my acting comes from wardrobe and makeup, and how the physical personification of the character is going to be. So it's easy to kind of lose yourself. It's almost like I put on all the wardrobe. All of a sudden, a mid-Atlantic accent started appearing. You know, it's like I'm going to go with it. I want to sound different. And that's the fun thing. You know, it's like, that's 90% acting. 10% is, you know, learning your words and hitting your mark and doing your thing and believing it. But, you know, as we're kids, you know, that whole make-believe thing of dressing up and playing, and you're an army and whatever you are, that's what acting is. You just don't know what you are.
So, did you find it difficult going from something like Scorpion, Kid Gallo, to this character, and like being different genres of television?
No, because I think maybe because I've been doing it for so long that Scorpion's a job, and I know what I got to do for that guy, and I've been doing it long enough now. We're in our 4th season now. When I did this, it was the end of my 3rd season. Because I did 6 jobs on my hiatus this year. I did Lore. I think Lore was the first thing I did. So you can feel the gears shifting.
Right. Okay.
You know, I'm doing Cave, and then now I've got something else going over here, and it's kind of like, oh yeah. Let's really start thinking about that. You know what I mean? And then you stop, you get out of Cave, and now you jump in the car with this guy, go. After I did Lore, I think I did a movie with Alex Pettifer that he's directing called Backroads. And there was something else I did. I'm forgetting it. I did Bleed, Lore, Bleed, Backroads. I can't.
Oh, thank God.
You might have that.
Oh, that's right. No, she's right. She just helped me chronologically remembering it. There's another thing I can't talk about. But anyway, the question was, no. I did not have a problem shifting gears. And if you do, I mean, that's what you got to kind of work through. Neil, my director's name, Nick. We had lunch in Conyers, Georgia, and discussed what he wanted to do with this, what he was expecting me to do. So you start emotionally connecting yourself to the story once you're kind of like, this is who I am. Emotionally, I'm devastated by the loss of my wife, and now I have a new wife and kids. Marriage license coming around. I really love to talk to my wife because I really love her and want her to know how much I love her. And she passed away, and I feel like I need to do that. And I'm willing to do that to check this new thing out. Now I've uncanned I've unleashed the spirit onto my new family, and I feel really guilty about it. And that's kind of what that story kept going. I think at the end of the story, my new wife, who's a fantastic actress, she's in Jason Bateman's show on Netflix. Ozarks. She's in Ozarks. She's the preacher's wife. I'm a preacher. In that story. So she was fantastic. It's fun. It's fun to see all the actors, you know, trying to get into that period. You walk around a set, you got this great mansion, you got a bit about iPhones and the internet. What would it be like to not have electricity? You can see how these fears would just manifest themselves.
What do you think about these kind of things that we can't explain? Like, what's your personal take on them? And in this particular story you were in and some of the other ones, what do you think?
It's a good story. That's a good question. I think the mind is very powerful. And I think certain situations you can find yourself in, you can definitely scare yourself to death. I've been in situations where I am so scared. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to work your way out of it, because it can overwhelm you. You can see how you can really believe what you perceive is happening to you. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
So you're not sure that you believe that things actually happen, but you think the people who experienced them definitely believed that it was happening to them.
Yes. That is correct.
And was there anything when you were a kid that traumatized you? Like, were there any scary movies that just like scared the shit out of you, or anything that really?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre scared the hell out of me. There was something really wild about that. I don't know how that's relevant. I mean, the question is relevant. I don't know if my answer is relevant, but I used to do crazy stuff when I was a kid, though. I grew up in Georgia, where this was actually filmed.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Loretta.
Oh.
Loretta. So we would run around in the woods and do all sorts of crazy stuff, and I would encounter water moccasins, swimming, you know, run into people living in the woods, scary people, all sorts of pretty nutty stuff that you really don't. I don't think people actually. I'm a lot older. So I'm talking about the 50s and the 60s. I just did the Long Island meeting. This is relevant because she came to my house. She never met me. And she didn't even know who she was coming to see. She sat down and told me stuff about people that are on the other side that were communicating through her that I am convinced it is totally real. It blew my mind. I didn't know what a medium does. And it was all unfolding in front of me, and I'm like, they're talking to you right now. Yes. Yeah, it was like, you know, I mean, how can any of us really sit back with any certainty and say we honestly know what the hell's going to happen once we check out of here? Because we don't. And that lack of certainty, that uncertainty, is I think what maybe feeds into all this fear that we have in certain situations. Right?
Absolutely, because when somebody acts like they know the answers, that's the person you want to stay away from.
Right.
Yeah. You know everything? Okay.
They're also the ones who die in horror movies. So.
You know, it's so deep. It's layer upon layer.
Yeah.
What's the universe? Why are we here?
Right.
As a follow-up, is there anything from lore that kept you up at night while filming? Did this story affect you at all, or any other stories from the show?
I had a lot of questions, real questions. Because I am a believer, and I was sort of aware of what this must have been like for Ezekiel, my guy, and what he must have felt like when his family, his sons, were like looking at him and going, like, a lot like Bernie Madoff's sons were looking at Bernie Madoff and they were going like, how the why would you do that whole kind of a it must have been that big of a thing for them. You're tarnishing your reputation, you're over this seance that was new at the time. Have you ever done a seance?
No.
I only played with the Ouija board once. And
Oh my
God.
I didn't need to.
Never. I would never touch a Ouija.
My cousin did, and I was there, and it was my cousin, my best friend, and me, and I refused to play. My cousin broke her leg the next day. My best friend, later on in the week, she got hit by a car.
I always thought that, like, how the heck is Parker Brothers contacting the
We didn't have a Parker Brothers one. We found it in
you
the
had an
basement. It was a
actual
horror movie. We found it, and I was like, I'm not doing
we
this.
found it.
I did one, and I remember getting really spooked with the people I was with. Like, it wasn't good.
You always wonder if
It
it's
freaked me
you
out a bit.
or if it's
Did
everyone
you
else.
do just the Ouija board, or did you do?
Yeah.
It wasn't like
No, this was
candles
like
and all
this
that
thing
stuff.
was going, and we were like, and it really felt like something, some spirit was there.